So everybody knows at home that's following along, Kim was in the travel industry promoting shows and doing international travel stuff. And as everybody else got to stay at home in COVID times, her business went to zero, right? And guess what Kim continued to do? I love the tenacity that you and Jason brought to the table. Like, hey, you made the best of a bad situation, and you're like, I'm not going to let this dictate where I'm going, and you continue down your path. And for that, I am just very inspired by you still getting after it, because most people would ball up and be like, oh my gosh, I don't have my regular income. I can't go buy these houses. What am I going to do? You came and found the answer and put together your plan. So tell us a little bit about.
Wait, can I ask one question first? Sorry. As I'm sitting here thinking, like what our audience might be thinking, I don't really know your background. You mentioned your husband's a plumber. Is it safe to assume that you didn't have a cache of, millions of dollars to buy these 10 doors?
Yeah. So, my husband has a plumbing company, and I had a global travel company for dancers, and I built it from scratch for 7 years, sorry. And we sell our tours a year before. So in 2019, I had finally built this machine, had a team all over the world, and had sold the biggest year ever in 2020. And when March 2020 hit, I spent the rest of that year refunding millions of dollars, which would have been the first time in my life that I would have had the best cash cushion ever to buy rental properties. And I had to give all that back. So yes, we have our own home, and we had, a bit of savings and stuff, but not much. And so it was like, oh my God, you're kidding, because I had worked so hard to build my business, to invest in real estate, and now my business was gone. And I was like,
that's heartbreaking.
A lot of ugly cries that year.
Yeah. I just think that's important to share, so people aren't like, well, a lot of people had a hard time or just do throughout life, whether COVID or not, and there's still a way to make it happen. So yeah, your story is so inspiring.
Yeah. So that's when Keith was really useful. He's good like that.
Yes. We
useful Keith.
There's a lot of different products out there for folks in the investment world. And so I highly encourage anybody out there listening to have that same courage that Kim and Jason did to come have a conversation, right? Conversations were 100% free. They're 100% free. We still don't charge for them. So you guys had that courage. And so tell us a little bit about your planning and where you guys wanted to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, you were super useful, helpful, amazing.
Thank you.
Purely from the perspective of, I like people in life who find a way to make things happen. They don't look for the excuses of this law says this won't work, just all the reasons, right? So Keith is amazing because he can always find legally and helpfully the way to make it work, because my situation was pretty terrible because of all the things that had happened. So it was like, okay, I'm not interested in how we can't buy property because I no longer have my business and other things. How can we do that? And so I remember, Keith, for that Sheridan Road duplex, another one in Bremerton, there was a whole other reasons. But for example, you got a different type of loan structure for that. And we had it until we fully rehabbed it. It was a higher interest rate. And then we were able to refinance it, pull the cash out, and then fix it for 30 years. So that helped us get into it. Higher interest for the year, but then it
was it a renovation loan?
Yes, we rehabbed it.
Yep.